Welcome to part 2 of Sonic's Ass Game, and now we're going upstream.
And AJ,
There is definitely a sexual innuendo somewhere in there.
I'm not trying to.
I'm gonna let the comments let that twirl around.
Alright.
They'll find it.
Now you have that image planted in your head.
They will find it.
Okay.
I wanna play with Sonic's ass.
No.
Easily.
Jesus.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a furry, guys. I swear.
Okay. Anyway, guys.
You're all wrong.
That
This
kind of
isn't
furry.
Sonic. This is Crash.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Speaking of.
There's nothing wrong with being a furry as long as you don't take it too far.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Since the rest of you done it in part 1 and not me, I think it's time I talk about my first experience with Crash Bandicoot, because my experience with Crash Bandicoot is a weird one. So it all started a few years ago when I was like 5, maybe 6. And I went to my cousin's place, and they happened to have a PlayStation 1. But as far as I can remember, they only seemed to have 2 games for the system. One was Frogger, and the other was, of all things, Crash Bash.
Crush and bash him.
My first exposure to Crash Bandicoot was the mediocre party game, Crash Bash.
Crash Bash.
You played some Crash and bash him.
Crash and Bash.
Sonic's ass dash.
Let's see. Do it all in one go.
am I playing Crash Bash or Resident
So-
Evil?
So I wouldn't be able to play Crash Bandicoot again until I got into emulating. That was when I was able to play Crash Bash again after all those years, as well as more importantly, finally try out the original PS1 games. So yeah, there you go.
I kind of like the bonus stage music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in fact, let's talk about the music in general. The music for Crash Bandicoot is amazing. In fact, just about most, if not all Crash games have good music.
Oh yes. Josh Mansell did a phenomenal job with each game.
I agree.
Yeah.
But funny enough, with Josh Mansell, for those that may have watched it, I'm not sure how many younger viewers you guys have, but he was actually the composer who worked on the Clifford the Big Red Dog cartoon.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
That's true. It's true. Just listen. If you think about it, he uses similar instruments to what he did with Crash Bandicoot. So yeah.
I have seen Clifford the Big Red Dog when I was very young.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had his hands in Crash Bandicoot.
And
Yep.
people thought that there was another composer by the name of Mark Mothersbaugh, who I know did the music for Rugrats, but I know Mark Mothersbaugh apparently did kind of helped out with the music when it was actually Josh Mansell who actually did the actual music composing.
Yeah. Anyway,
My question is, how did you lose both Aku Aku masks against Papu Papu?
Let me tell you, I was trying to jump on him, but I kept jumping too early. So yeah.
Well,
By the
granted,
way,
yeah,
guys, I
we-
apologize if there's any background noise that's coming from my brother.
Okay.
You're fine.
He's 3.
The let's see. It's funny because with the Insane Trilogy's remastered soundtrack, a lot of people are like, it's not the greatest, but I'm like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. This music's great.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
It's just different, I feel, because a lot of people, even though it's great, a lot of people go for very similar archetypes when it comes to music.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that guy's ass crack.
What?
Yeah, you could have. Yeah,
That was Papu Papu.
Oh my
yep,
God.
Papu Papu. But yeah, they went out of their way to just add that of all things. But yeah, but when it comes to music in games, people typically like to use very similar styles. A lot of people go for the orchestra, the fantastical orchestrated style, or the hard rock style, techno style, stuff like that. Very little people go for the sort of hoity-toity Polynesian style.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess it really comes from people not being too used to it, or not knowing necessarily how to take it. So I guess it comes from that, I would say. But I don't know. I'm not a Crash expert.
Uh,
I'm barely even a newcomer.
Yeah.
Personally, still to this day, my favorite Crash Bandicoot soundtrack has got to be Twin Sandy.
With the
Funny.
acapella.
I was about to
Yes.
say, funny thing about Twin Sanity was the fact that the entire soundtrack was done a cappella.
Yeah, good acapella is cool. Otherwise, it's just you know, it's like comparing Pitch Perfect 1 to Pitch Perfect 3. So
Yeah.
Depending if any of us have actually seen Pitch Perfect, which I have.
the first one's brilliant. So
Yes.
Actually, you know what's actually really funny? I'm not sure like how many in this call are, you know, it still pertains to Crash, but how many people in this call are fans of Spyro the Dragon?
I
Oh.
have.
What'd you say, Kylie?
I've never played it.
Oh, you never played Spyro?
No.
Okay.
I
But,
have.
I'm not really a big PS1 person. I'm more of a PS2 person.
Okay.
To
Uh,
answer your question-
AJ,
Yes.
does Skylanders count?
no.
No, Skylanders can go, like, find the nearest dumpster fire where Sonic Colors is and jump inside.
Oh.
Oh, sick burn.
Even as someone who's never played Spyro, I can agree that Skylanders is shit.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, so Will, so you just came across someone who actually hates Sonic Colors. What do you think of that, huh? Huh?
I disagree. I respectfully disagree with them because I personally love the game, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. Except I hate them all. But yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like everyone has the
Well,
right to say.
why do you always disrespect my opinion?
Will, I am so sorry. You just made the list.
Hey, respect opinions.
I do.
Opinions are wrong unless they're mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but yeah, I guess my experience with Spyro Dragon was a friend played it at a friend of mine played it at his house once, and that's about it.
I get you. Yeah, I was just gonna say that during development for Spyro the first Spyro game, Naughty Dog and Insomniac were actually right next door to each other in the same building when they were developing both of the titles.
Okay,
and they
that's
decided
that's a nice.
What'd you say?
What were you
Kylie?
saying, Kylie?
Well, when I say gift, it's probably because you guys sent a gift of Crash making that face in the chat. But like, what the fuck? What is that?
But let's see. But when they were in the studio, they decided, you know, hey, we're gonna release Crash 3. Do you want to put a demo for Spyro 1 in our game? Then they just gave them the code, and then they implemented a secret code that you enter in the main menu, and boom.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst thing any Crash fan could ever face: missing
Oh.
one
And
box.
I noticed. I actually noticed that you did miss a box there.
Yeah, because I made a turn too early. Because you need to be perfect, like frame perfect, in order to get the gem for that stage.
Yeah, it's not well. Hog Wild I thought was pretty easy. You know, this granted, coming from the guy who spent the majority of the summer getting every single trophy in the Insane trilogy.
Yeah.
You know, I
and-
thought Peter Parker had some crazy rape faces, but Crash Bandicoot just takes it to a new level.
It's the teeth. It's the teeth.
It is, yeah. But anyway,
By the way, the only correct opinion is that Dark Souls is the only hard game to ever exist, and any game
According to
that is
journalism.
hard is any other game that is hard is a Dark Souls ripoff. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden is a Dark Souls ripoff. Castlevania is a Dark Souls ripoff.
Kylie, no.
Like
Contra in 1986. Easily a Dark Souls ripoff of the game from 2007. Easily.
My God, IGN was right all along.
But I really don't mean to go back to this, but back to how Will and AJ disagree on Sonic Colors. It kind of works both ways because they also disagree on Sonic X. So yeah, AJ loves Sonic X. Will hates Sonic X. AJ hates Sonic Colors, but Will loves Sonic Colors. So there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, if he wants to have a tragic opinion, that's on him.
damn, maybe.
No, okay. In all seriousness and all fooling around aside, hey, if you like the game, more power to you.
Yeah, I know. I was just rolling with the joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But anyway, AJ, I noticed that there are probably people who are watching this who probably have no idea what the list is. So could you possibly explain to them what?
The listed. Okay, so for all of you WWE fans out there, there is or newcomers to the world of wrestling, there is a wrestler in WWE named Chris Jericho.
Mhm.
Chris Jericho had recently come back and wanted to start a new game. Like, he called everything like the Friends of Jericho, the gift of Jericho, drink it in, man. It's like all these little things, just really going all like hippie style. It was really funny. So then he starts coming up with a list of all the grievances he has against the Raw general manager at the time, Mick Foley. So he comes up with this entire list, and he's like, you know what? No, I'm going to start a new list, and I'm going to put all of the Raw superstars on it that I think are stupid idiots. So then he starts putting everyone on the list. So it's like, if you even look, so it's like even in the locker room, in a backstage segment, even if you looked at him funny, you'll get put on the list of Jericho. So it's just been a running gag ever since, and now whenever Jericho pulls out the Jericho on TV, the crowd goes absolutely nuts.
And it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar to what you do, except that stupid idiots. It's
People with wrong opinions.
Exactly.
So stupid idiots.
No, not necessarily stupid. I'm not gonna call someone a stupid idiot for having an.
Oh.
I will say the opinion's tragic, but that's about it.
Yeah. Anyway, to answer your question earlier about Spyro the Dragon, I have played Spyro the Dragon, the original game, and did you know that one of the level music, Wizard Peak, was later
Is
used
the credits theme for the Amanda Show?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, I knew that because Stuart Copeland, God bless that man's soul, he is a musical genius.
Yes.
He did the composing for both the Amanda Show and Spyro.
Yeah. I think it's because I think Amanda's favorite game at that time was Spyro. I think maybe Amanda was playing this game and thought, hey, maybe I love this game so much, and I love this theme so much, maybe I could just use that and change it up to make it my theme song.
There you go. Maybe. Oh, someone got through a crisp.
Yeah. But anyway, one thing I wanted to talk about that I noticed that I haven't talked about yet is to answer AJ's question from earlier. I'm not really a Spyro the Dragon fan. I mean, I have played the first game, but I just kind of stopped after playing it for about 15 minutes. And my first exposure to Spyro was actually when I saw another one of my cousins playing Spyro 3. Like, I remember seeing Spyro on a skateboard, and that's about it.
Oh, Year of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yep, that was Year of the Dragon.
Did it actually come out during the Year of the Dragon?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
it did.
It came out in 2000.
Oh.
Ooh, you should see that little gap right there where the spikes were. They
Yeah.
hung out there. Oh, we saw a wipe, so I guess you kind of cut. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times did you die?
A lot. And how is a first-time player supposed to know that, by the way?
I think it's actually more of a trick that the developers put in. Is like, hey, here's this thing that a veteran could discover.
Yeah.
It's more like one of those. It's not essential to pass the area.
No, it's not.
Just a. It's just a thing that a veteran can find and say, hey, cool.
Yeah, you could definitely get past this with just 2 Aku Aku masks.
Yeah, but that's if you have 2 Aku Aku masks to begin with. I don't think that's good.
Or if you just have really good timing.
Yeah, but that's still not very good design for some of the early levels.
Up the creek. This one's a fun one.
This level's fine, yeah. But
It's actually this is actually a really neat little tidbit I wanted to add in. Josh Mansell, he actually has been uploading a lot of the music from Crash 1, Crash 2
on SoundCloud. Yeah,
on SoundCloud, and they're completely not compressed by the PlayStation sound card, so you can hear it as it was composed before it was compressed onto the PlayStation.
I still need to listen to some of those. I haven't done that yet, though.
Oh, they're really good.
I have listened to those, and yes, I agree, they are amazing. I think the first time I heard of that was when Caddy mentioned that during the Insane Trilogy review with Johnny. That's how I first heard about it.
But the reason I wanted to bring up Spyro was that
Yes.
This year is Spyro's 20th, and there's a lot of scuttlebutt flying around that Spyro might be making a big return soon.
Yeah, because if I'm thinking correctly, recently a certain statue making company mentioned about a new Spyro the Dragon statue
Mm-hmm.
with like updated look to it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Sean Layden, who is the head of Sony Computer Entertainment, he's pretty much the head of PlayStation. He changed his Twitter color to purple and has been liking Spyro-related tweets on Twitter.
Gee, I
You're
wonder.
you're not so subtle there, Mr. Layden.
It's like this guy of a tinfoil hat going, coincidence? No, I think not.
That's literally been
I
me
know,
for the past like 3 weeks.
I think I know why. It's for the medieval remake. Ha ha. By the way, AJ, I love how that one story you told me about how when the medieval remake was first revealed, you said something about, I can't remember if it was you or one of your friends that said this, but I recall you telling me that somebody said, "What the fuck is a medieval?"
No, that was me.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Yeah, that was me. I'm sitting there and I'm watching the reveal, and everyone's like losing their minds, and I'm like, what the fuck is medieval?
I knew what medieval was.
I never did. I never played that game on PlayStation.
I never played it either, but I know what the hell it is.
I never knew. I'm like, who the heck is Sir Dan? Who are these characters? I didn't know it.
And that's okay.
Same situation here. I have heard of medieval, though I actually do want to play that.
I played a bit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deny it's a bad. I'm not gonna deny it's a bad. Like it's like a bad game. It's not. It seems cool. I mean, it has a following behind it, so it must be good.
Yeah, I've only played it for about 5 minutes, but I remember liking what I've played so far. Ow, ow, ow.
3 boxes.
Oh well.
So anyway, stay tuned for part 3, where we're gonna see my favorite boss in the entire game, Ripperoo.
And did you just say Did you just say fart 3? It's
Fart 3?
It's
The
fart.
third fart in the Fart trilogy.
Oh my
Damn.
god!
But wait, we're not playing Sonic Forces.
See you.
Go home.
Nope.